Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also rise to give my contribution. And Honorable Speaker, I also want to take toll and congratulate the Chair and the committee. This is never an easy job to actually work on the budget of the country. But first, Honorable Speaker, I want to first clearly indicate that we are talking of close to 900 billion in our deficit in this year's budget, Honorable Speaker. And it is important to say that I believe we need to change how we work on these budgets in a way that if we fell short in our previous years through our collections, we need to take that into considerations and work within our means, Honorable Speaker. And since we are talking about a budget of close to 3 trillion, it tells you, Honorable Speaker, we have actually just expanded our consumption as a country. And Honorable Speaker, I also want to take note that when we talk of deficit, there are so many other things that are not included, including matters to do with pending bills, and now the current issue we are normally hearing about secularization of fuel levy and most likely other levies. Honorable Speaker, I want to take note of pending projects, and I know every member in his constituency has projects that have stalled and have been waiting funding. And I want to appreciate that I've seen the committee has put in a water project, Itabwa Muthatari and New Kidhemo water project to be completed. And it just required 20 million Kenya shillings, Honorable Speaker, but it has been pending for close to 3-4 years, and people have not had a chance to use the water. Honorable Speaker, as I speak about the irrigation project, I want to take toll and also support the chair of Irrigation and Water Committee and say that, Honorable Speaker, this government and the ministry must really know where we can have impactful projects. And I believe water projects are among the projects that really can change this country and ensure that our country develops. Honorable Speaker, we have had many presidents and regimes making a name. Honorable Mwai Kibaki, His Excellency Mwai Kibaki, made a name through education. He also made a name through SMEs. His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta has obviously made a name in the infrastructure of this nation. The railway systems, the road systems, including the famous expressway. And I believe the place this regime can make a name is ensuring that everybody has gotten water, either for irrigation and, Honorable Speaker, piped water for drinking. That is just my advice. And, Honorable Speaker, I want to take note of the 2 billion coffee cherry fund, which has been allocated. And, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that there is a pending issue on what I would call waiver of our coffee factory debts that has been a promise for years. And, Honorable Speaker, I have heard the majority leader take credit of the good pricing of coffee that has been happening for this year. And I want to correct him and say that, yes, we have had good prices for coffee, but where the government can make an impact is not to take credit of the good pricing, but to ensure the longevity of the good pricing through ensuring that the factories are free of debt, as it is happening in the sugar farming areas, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have seen a lot of usage of money in empowerment. Honorable Speaker, I have seen leaders led by the Deputy President moving around doing some empowerment programs. And I was very keen to check whether there is an allocation in the budget for that program. And to my shock, I've not seen any, Honorable Speaker. I've seen only 4 billion that has been allocated to the youth ministry, and I believe that is not enough to even cater for empowerment together with the wages. Honorable Speaker, I want to actually...
The Honorable Mukunji, do you need information
no,
from Honorable Watch?
No, I don't need information because of time, Honorable Speaker.
Well,
I'll talk to my good friend, Honorable Watch, on the side. But Honorable Speaker, as I continue, I want to say that we need equity in sharing of our budget. And I want to actually differ with many speakers that have said budget committee in the previous years has been skewed. Honorable Speaker, where we are having a skewed budget is when we make a budget in this house, but then somewhere else we have other new places where there is allocation of resources. And this has made only the places that some people have visited to be the ones that are actually getting the resources. I would like to call upon this House to take charge of the budget, where every constituency is represented, except the constituencies that are waiting to do by-elections. And if we do that, Honorable Speaker, I believe we'll be sharing our resources fairly in almost all areas. Honorable Speaker, on education, I want to say that I was speaking to a number of teachers for the last 2 days. And I was shocked to hear there is interference in the NEMIS program that we use to allocate money. And Honorable Speaker, I know you are shocked when you heard there is a school that got 87 shillings through NEMIS. And this is because I'm told head teachers upload names of the student, but then within a minute they are removed. And this has made the NEMIS system to be unfair to some of the areas and some of the schools. Honorable Speaker, it's good as we allocate money for capitation to actually take charge of an audit of the NEMIS program. Honorable Speaker, I want to talk about the new funding model. And Honorable Speaker, right now we have allocated close to around 97 billion. Honorable Speaker, this program, the new funding model, by the time this country goes fully into the new funding model, we are going to need close to 350 billion to run that university program. I want to call upon this House to actually take stock, and please, we would like, when we see something is not sustainable, to look at how we can reduce and ensure that we don't have a new funding model where students are staying in the universities without very clear ways of paying their school fees. Honorable Speaker, at this juncture, I want to say, of course, CDF has been a game changer when it comes to bridging the gap in the education sector, and I want to put my words there that that is fund that we should fight tooth and nail to protect. Honorable Speaker, as I talk about housing, and I have taken note of Honorable Member from Mathare, I also want to say that these are resources that we need to expand their usage. Honorable Speaker, why housing cannot be a major accolade from many Kenyans is because housing are a very personal development agenda. Honorable Speaker, I call upon us to look at how we can amend that law and allow areas that need water to get water, others that need houses to get houses, others that need of electricity to get electricity, so that, Honorable Speaker, we can be able to ensure every part of the country feels value for the resources that they are cut through levy, Honorable Speaker. As I conclude, Honorable Speaker, the police force has had an increment in what they are getting. But I want to say that it is good
that is out of order, Honorable Anthony Lodge.
I apologize because I see you had already almost wind up, for I deliberately waited for you to finish. I am on my feet. I'm on the point of order. Is it in order, Honorable Speaker, for the Honorable Member to attempt to limit the rights and put a hierarchy that would place the housing needs of my constituents and those of KJ and informal settlements to put the water needs of his constituency over mine? Would it be in order when this is under Article 28 on the question of dignity and Article 43 of the Constitution? Secondly, on the point of order, was it in order to mislead this House that the Deputy President has been running around on empowerment project without a budget? This is both a point of order and a point of information, because I sit in the Education Committee. The program the Deputy President is going around doing is called a National Youth Empowerment and something. What is the other name? Yes. And there is a budget under the State Department of MSME on that one. It is a co-funded project between the World Bank and the government of Kenya. And so there is money and a budget to run off, and it is not, is it in order that the member continues to mislead this House? Thank you.
Honorable Mukunji.
Honorable Speaker, you have to be fair.
Those statements duly attributed to you, and you want to clarify or withdraw them.
Honorable Speaker, I will ask for fairness in time, because I've been interrupted while I'm finishing up. Honorable Speaker, I just want to say that, of course, if it is genuinely empowerment, it should be very clear on how it is put, it should be coded, and we should clearly know that there is some money for every constituency on empowerment. But Honorable Speaker, I was finishing up, and I wanted to mention something to do with county governments and what they are receiving vis-a-vis what they are collecting in the ANA. Honorable Speaker, there has been a lot of corruption in what counties do in their collections, and that is why there is a big burden, Honorable Speaker, when it comes to the resources they need from the national government. I would call upon this House to come up with more stringent measures to ensure counties' ANA is not misused, and automation of it must be mandatory, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support, and Honorable Speaker, among what I was dictating on housing is what I would call the common user projects that touch on lives of everybody. That is roads, electricity, and water. And everybody needs that. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much.
Is it Honorable Dr. Wilberforce Oundo?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this report is pursuant to this floor of the House, pursuant to Article 221 of the Constitution, that requires the committee